Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki revokes certificate of occupancy of James Ibori'S property. Wow. Well, I'll quickly give you a little background. James Ibori was the governor of Delta State for 8 years. This man was the definition of a thief. He stole Delta's wealth. You don't want to know. He stole so much that the United States, the UK, the United Kingdom, arrested him and jailed him. He stole the country's, he stole the Delta State wealth that you cannot even imagine or believe. Too much to mention for one man. Money meant for a state, one of the major oil producing states in Nigeria, Delta State. If you go to Delta State, it's as though it's not an oil producing state. I tell you the truth. This man had the opportunity to be governor for 8 years. He stole so much, my people. In fact, you don't want to know the degree to which this man stole. Bought property here and there, all of which most of them has been seized. There was even an incident where he wanted his wife Nkoyo Ibori to build a children's hospital, state-of-the-art children's hospital. I guess in one of the towns in Delta State called Agbaru. So they came with the pretense and the disguise that they wanted to build this hospital, children's hospital of international standard. So the people of Agbaru gave them the land, saying this will bring development. Our people will be employed because they will be the one working there, and so on and so forth. They gave them this property and they started building. But guess what? Like every tricker, their trickery began. They began to change things to say that it was when the building was almost finished. The building, I mean, you need to go there. The building is rotting up now as we speak. They put when the name came up, Children's Hospital Nkoyo Ibori, meaning it was a home private hospital. Hospital that was supposed to be that is being built with the state's money was being personalized to their own private property and all that. And the people of Agbaru revolted and said, no, this cannot happen. And they took back their land. Of course, she cannot carry the building. Nobody's inhabiting the place. The buildings are all rotting up. James Ibori has so many criminal charges against him. Now, this is a plot of land. He also went to Edo State. Edo State is just the sister to Delta State. They used to be one state together. That's the old Bende State, which was later divided by then Babangida. And we had Delta State and Edo State. Now, James Ibori, when he came into power, also went to Edo State and acquired some property. Now, the governor of Edo State, the person of Godwin Obaseki, is revoking the certificate of occupancy. So that's the brief history and background. Let's go to the news. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki revokes certificate of occupancy of James Ibori's property. Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State has revoked the statutory rights of occupancy of a property belonging to former governor of Delta State, James Ibori. The property is located on plot 103A in a Crescent Old GRA Orodu local government area. The Edo State governor who signed the revocation order said the property was revoked in exchange of the power conferred on him by Section 28, 1 and 38 of the Land Use Decree of 1978 and by virtue of all other laws embedding on him on that behalf. No reason was given to the revocation. When contacted by the National, Ibori said he is aware of the revocation as the governor informed him 3 months ago. He can't say anything. If this become the order of the day in Nigeria, that when you steal something, when it is finally revealed, because this man is facing criminal charges abroad, not in Nigeria, because all of them, almost all of them in politics, are thieves. They won't speak up and condemn evil. You know what happens to in the politics of Nigeria? When PDP is in power, APC is a thief. When APC is in power, PDP is a thief. So that's the way they play the game, my people. So now Obaseki is cracking down on evil happening in Edo State. This property is a huge property, just been occupied there, and a lot has been going on. The property is just there, and so Godwin Obaseki, has pledged to challenging evil in Edo State, and is carrying it out and is doing what he can to make Edo State better. But guess what? This property that was bought by James Onanefe Ibori with Delta State money. Imagine if this man has really served the people of Delta State, has done his best to see to it that Delta State become the state of the art in Nigeria or in the country. When he's facing this dilemma, what do you think the people of Delta State would do? They will be the one to personally write to the government saying, write to even what's it called? Write to the United States, the United Kingdom government to say this man has done this for us, and you know what? It will be considered that when he was a governor, he did this for the people. He made the life of the people better. But guess what? His removal was a prayer answered because this man stole immensely beyond you can be recognized or mentioned. So what are we saying? When you are in governance, do your best to give the people the best, because you are leaving a legacy that when you are out of office, what will you be remembered by? What will the people say you have done? What is the legacy you are leaving for the people of your state, of your locality, of your community? What legacy are you leaving? What are you saying you have done that the people can look back and say, indeed, this was a man, that your praise will be sung on ending to say he helped us, he gave scholarship, our children went to school, this man did this and that. In Delta State today, everywhere you talk about James Ibori, they say, oh, that man stole immensely. That man did this and that. Is it supposed to be so? No. He's supposed to be an enviable character, a reference point, just like Nnamdi Azikiwe is being referred to in Nigeria as one of the contributors of people who built the Nigerian economy in those early years and in those early days. Nnamdi Azikiwe will forever be remembered for the good he did in Nigeria, for how they supported the Nigerian economy, how they contributed to make sure that Nigeria becomes a good nation. But guess what? Those that are there today are there to steal, loot, just destroy legacies of what the founding fathers did. James Ibori, your legacy precedes you. Anybody that once you mention the name James Ibori, what comes to the mind of the common man? A thief. Is that what you want to leave for your children? And guess what? Wherever and whenever your name is mentioned, you will always be remembered as a thief. You will always be remembered as the man who did not do well for the Delta people. All he did when he was there was to steal. All he did when he was there as the governor was to amass wealth for himself, wealth that have been seized all over the nations of the world today. People of Delta State did not see the wealth. You yourself cannot hold on to the wealth because of the evil you did to the Delta people. Supposing, let's flip the coin. When you were the governor, you made Delta State a state of the art. You really did, for instance, that children's hospital. Instead of people traveling abroad, and you made it of international standard, and the standard is being kept even after you have left office. Guess what? All over Nigeria, they will say, if you have any problem with children, go to Delta State. This will be your legacy for life that will never be forgotten. But what did you do? You came there looting and amassing wealth for yourself. Even your children cannot comfortably lift up their head to say, I am a child of Ibori because of what you have done. If possible, they will have to change their name because that name is associated with stealing. That name is associated with theft, with thieves. Not a good name, not a name of legacy. Yet you had the opportunity to lead Delta State for 8 years. Think about your actions. People, thanks for listening. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts are. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless and bye.